Mahabharata is an ancient Indian epic that is considered one of the greatest literary works in the world. It consists of over 200,000 verses and is written by Ved Vyas. The Mahabharata is a complex and multi-layered narrative that explores various aspects of human existence, including morality, duty, honor, and the nature of power. Here is the complete story of Mahabharata. There was a king named Shantanu who ruled the kingdom of Hastinapur in ancient India. He married Ganga, and they had a son, Devavrat. But Ganga was actually a goddess doing penance in human form. She left as soon as Devavrat was born. Devavrat was a prodigious child, showing great skills in archery. Devavrat was announced the heir of the throne. Shantanu gets attracted to another lady named Satyavati and proposes her. She accepts, but her father puts a condition that he would allow only if her yet-to-born son would be the heir of the throne. Shantanu drops the idea. To help his father get married, Devavrat renounces his claim to the throne and takes oath to live a life of celibacy. His sacrifice was so great that people started calling him Bhishma. Shantanu and Satyavati get married and have two sons. Their first son dies in battle and second son, Vichitravirya, becomes the king. Bhishma wins 3 princesses for King Vichitravirya, namely Amba, Ambika, Ambalika. While Ambika and Ambalika accept the king, Amba refuses to marry as she loved someone else. She blames Bhishma for her misfortune and vows to kill Bhishma. Vichitravirya dies without a child. Satyavati then calls Ved Vyasa to impregnate the queens. Ambika gives birth to Dhritarashtra and Ambalika to Pandu. Dhritarashtra, though being the elder son, is not made the king as he is blind. Pandu is made the king. This is where the seed for the war was sowed. Dhritarashtra forever remains insecure of his blindness. Dhritarashtra marries Gandhari and they have 101 kids, 1 daughter and 100 sons. Eldest among them is Duryodhan. Pandu marries Kunti and Madri. Kunti has 3 sons, Yudhisthira, Bhim, Arjun. Madri has 2 sons, Nakul and Sahadev. Though Dhritarashtra gets married first, Pandu gets the first child, Yudhisthira. Kunti also has 1 son outside the marriage named Karna, whom she abandons. Karna is raised by a person who works as a charioteer for the king. Karna later goes on to become Duryodhan's most loyal friend. Pandu dies. Dhritarashtra is made the king. Now his sole aim is to see that his son Duryodhan becomes the king. Yudhisthira grows into a man of wisdom, while Duryodhan fails to impress Bhishma and other courtiers. Yudhisthira, also being elder to Duryodhan, turns out to be the obvious choice for the heir. Dhritarashtra reluctantly announces Yudhisthira as the heir. Duryodhan has a cunning uncle Shakuni who plans to kill Yudhisthira in a wax house and get the kingdom for his nephew. Duryodhan has his beloved brother Dushasan and his loyal friend Karna help him in this endeavor. However, Pandavas are saved by timely intervention of Vidur, their minister and uncle. Everyone thinks Pandavas are dead, hence Duryodhan is announced as the heir of the throne. In the meantime, Arjun wins Draupadi in an archery contest, but Draupadi was finally married to all 5 brothers. The 5 brothers, Pandavas, return Hastinapur with Draupadi. Bhishma suggests division of the kingdom to keep both parties happy. Pandavas receive the western part of the kingdom, Indraprastha, and Duryodhan gets Hastinapur. Avaricious Duryodhan, unhappy with his half, decides to annex Indraprastha by hook or crook. His uncle Shakuni, a great gambler, invites the Pandu brothers for a gambling contest. In the gambling contest, Yudhisthira loses everything including himself, his wife, and his brothers. Duryodhan orders his brother Dushasan to disrobe Draupadi in front of the court. Bhim vows to slay Duryodhan and Dushasan for the insult. Pandavas are then sent to 13 years of exile as per the pre-decided rules of gambling. After 13 years, Pandavas ask their kingdom back. Duryodhan refuses, and thus the war starts, which would last for 18 days. Arjun asks his friend and cousin Krishna to be his charioteer and guide. Duryodhan has his friend Karna, one of the finest archers, apart from Bhishma and Dronacharya, on his side. War starts. Arjun realizes that he has to kill his grandsire Bhishma and beloved teacher Dronacharya to win the war. He gets overwhelmed and drops his weapon. Krishna then persuades him to fight the war, as the war is against injustice, not against Bhishma or Dronacharya. This dialogue between Krishna and Arjun is captured in BhagavadGita. After 10 days of stalemate in the war, Arjun attacks Bhishma and injures him out of the war, using Shikhandi as a shield. Bhishma, though injured, stays alive till the end of the war. Dronacharya is then made the chief commander of Kaurava forces on day 11. Dronacharya tries to capture Yudhisthira in order to end the war without bloodshed, but is unsuccessful due to a strong Pandava defense. On day 13, Dronacharya designs Chakravyuha formation in order to capture Yudhishthir and quickly end the war. But Arjun's brave son, Abhimanyu, is trapped in the Chakravyuha and is killed. Arjun pledges to slay Jaydrath, who was responsible for the death. On day 14, Arun slays Jaydrath with the help of Krishna, despite being protected by a strong Kaurava defense, thus establishing Pandavas' dominance in the war. On day 15, Dronacharya, frustrated by his repeated failures, fights fiercely and kills major warriors from Pandava side. He looks unstoppable. In order to stop him, Pandavas trick Dronacharya to abandon his weapons. He is then killed using trickery. On day 16, Karna is then made the commander-in-chief. Karna fights bravely, but is killed by Arjun. Parallelly, Dushasan is also killed by Bhim in a hand-to-hand battle, thus completing the oath he took earlier. On day 17, Shalya is made the commander-in-chief. Shakuni engages with Sahadev and is later killed by Sahadev in a duel. Parallelly, Shalya is killed by Yudhishthir in a spear fight. On day 18, most of the Kaurava warriors were killed and the army had lost morale. Seeing this, Duryodhan leaves the battle and goes to rest near a pond. He is intercepted by Pandavas and Krishna. Bhim and Duryodhan agree to a mace duel to decide the winner of war once for all. Duryodhan, being agile and technically superior, gets the upper hand. When it looked like Bhim was about to lose, Bhim on Krishna's suggestion kills Duryodhan using an illegitimate move in mace fighting. Duryodhan dies, thus officially bringing an end to the war. Pandavas return to Hastinapur. Dhritarashtra forgives everyone but Bhim, who alone killed all his sons. Pandavas meets Bhishma on his deathbed. Bhishma dies. The Mahabharata concludes with the crowning of Yudhishthira as the king of Hastinapura and the subsequent departure of the Pandavas and other characters from the mortal world. In summary, the Mahabharata is an extensive epic that narrates the epic war between the Kauravas and the Pandavas, delving into profound philosophical and moral questions while examining the complexities of human nature.